And behind me here is my little pile of timbers I'm going to use. It's all 2x8, and I think four of them, six of them. Six of them are 12 footers, and the other two smaller pieces are going to be 8 footers that are going to go in a little shorter span between the outer perimeter. So anyway, I'll show this in a moment. Okay, it's time to get this deck built. So I went ahead and took 4 pieces of 4x4 treated posts, cut them down to something that's well in excess of what I need. I'm targeting, you can just see these little snaps right about here and here. I want to bring the top of the deck right below that. So as you can see, I've got a lot of excess back at this post. I'm going to have to cut off eventually. But right now, I just want to get the post stabilized with some short screws to hold them in place, make sure they're nice and level and plumb and looking good. Then I got to start placing the floor joists for the decking and have it wrap around all 4 posts here. And you can see more of them behind me around the hot tub. And anyway, we're going to go get that done. Okay, framing's beginning. I got some joists here that I'm kind of holding in place with the stairs and some scrap pieces of wood while I pre-drill and screw the use some long decking screws just to temporarily hold them in place. Once everything's, all 4 sides are done, I'm going to go ahead then and use the galvanized steel nails that'll hopefully take the test of time. Anyway, here goes my first board into the post. Making more progress. We've got the 4 joists going around the outer side of the deck. I'm going to build some inner ones that are going to be right up against the hot tub itself, almost touching it. That I'm going to use for putting the planking down. So we'll have 2 sides, the outer side and the inner side, for putting the deck planking down. So this is what it looks like so far. Those little top pieces, I'll chop them down with a chainsaw later. Right now I just want to keep moving while I still got some light and get the inside joists in the hot tub area done. Just to give you a close-up, this is what the footings look like. I've only put some lightweight screws in there just to hold them kind of plumb and level where I wanted them. And I'll put some heavier nails, galvanized nails later. And then of course the corners, you can kind of see here, a couple deck screws, long ones, just to get it in there and hold it up. And then the galvanized nail to finish the job. And that's what we've done all the way around. Okay, now we're getting the inner framing done here. You can see right through here that the long section here on the inside, and then and of course another one on the other side, but then these 2 short 9-footish or so, and tied it all together so it's really solid feeling. Good feeling there before we start putting planking down. And I think I'll go get the chainsaw now, and if it's charged up, I'll knock those little post sections out. Okay, 1 done. 2 done on the other side there. That one again. 3rd one done. And guess what happens on the very last one? Still standing, and the chain came off. Ugh. Oh well, back to the garage, see if I can fix the chain. Okay, when the chainsaw broke, I didn't get that one finished. But I also couldn't get the chain back on, and not without more time and love, I guess. But in the meantime, I grabbed old Trustworthy here to finish that last one. Not going to stop the job before sunset out there. Good morning, guys. It's a nice Sunday morning. out here in Mountain Air on the nature preserve. We're getting ready to head back pretty soon to Amarillo and get ready for the work week coming up. And I'm enjoying one last soak in the hot tub. Let the jets turn off so you can hear me, I hope. Anyway, I don't think we'll get to putting the planking down. Doesn't make a lot of sense at this point. I think I need to get a sample with me and find a supplier for additional materials for it. It could be, I'm sure we'll run out. I want to know if like a local Home Depots or Lowe's carry these things that match. And if they do, I'll have that supplier in mind ready to go the next trip out here. So we can run over there real fast to Albuquerque and get any additional materials we may need for the decking. I think I need to pick up some 2-inch decking screws too. I don't think I have near enough to finish that part of the project. Anyway, I'll flip around and show you where we're leaving off at. You can see my big concern is to this span across here. I'll be testing this shortly after I get out of the hot tub and dressed. This span here, I got to put a few sample deck pieces down of the scrap stuff we still have on site here, and see if it'll hold my weight across this span. If it sags a bit or even quite a bit, I'm going to have to probably put another board across here, a little more framing. And same with the other sides. We'll see. Anyway, thought I'd also show you sunrise coming up over the valley here from the hot tub, out across the valley, and the Manzano Mountains in the distance. And way over here in the distance, you can hear the Burlington Northern Santa Fe Railroad tooting its horns. Anyway, that's it for now. Okay, another thing I gotta get done. Thought I'd show you the view from the deck first, though, before I leave the deck. Maybe if I get close enough, we can get the auto adjust there. There we go. Does that look better? The mountains in the background off the deck here. Anyway, I'm walking along the backyard here to where we're doing the deck build for the hot tub. And one of the things I wanted to test was this board down here. Yeah, I can feel it sagging a little bit, especially as it bounces around on it. I think I want to put another 2x6 or 2x8 across the middle of this run, right there. See if you can see that better. Down here, there's about the middle, I guess. And run it underneath my feet here. Hoping that'll give it a little more strength in the middle where I'm standing. It does kind of wobble as I jump around a little bit. Oh well, so much for framing. Okay, on this side, which is the narrower side, if I can get it in the picture here better, kind of behind me here. As I stand on a plank, it feels pretty solid. I would think a bunch of these going across would feel fine walking on. Now to get off without falling off. Hey, good morning guys. Welcome back to Nature Preserve Life. This is another separate trip out on a separate weekend where I'm bacheloring it again. Judy's back in Amarillo, taking care of chores there while I work on this deck here around the hot tub. You can see I'm already starting to get some little 24-inch pieces cut, as well as laying down some scrap pieces I found that are that size or bigger, and I'm just trying to I guess the right word is rough fit these in. So I'm set up here, cutting some remaining boards, and here's what it's looking like right now. Like I say, just rough fitting them in, seeing what we got. I know I don't have enough to do this whole deck. I'm pretty sure if I'm going to run short, but we'll see just how short I run here soon. Okay, it's getting to be another nice day. And of course, in the shade here, the little shade I got, getting that first little section done. I'll be back with a little bit to take a skill saw and just cut along here and pretty it up. I got to find a good straight edge and some clamps and stuff, but I'll be back here in a little bit here. Then I can, once I've got that cleaned up, I'll try to hang the stairs going up here. Not to do a little trimming on them, but they should fit pretty good after I trim one little spot on them. Okay, here we go. We're making more progress. You can kind of see behind me. Little deck's been trimmed. Thanks to that good little solid skill saw I got there. Anyway, next thing is square off and trim a little bit of the bottom of the stairs off so it'll fit right, and then get them secured back here from the upper deck coming down, and then get a few little deck pieces on them too so I can actually walk up and down those stairs. And of course I got to cut a little piece off here of the deck railing, so I'll get that done next. Okay, I'm standing on the deck, the portion I've been able to assemble now. Feels real solid as I walk around on it. Yeah, it's just doing great. Feels good. I'll give you a nice close-up shot here. Let me flip around. Fortunately, we don't have enough of the decking material yet. I'll have to get some more if I can find it to match. That's going to be a whole nother problem, possibly. And this material was used on building the original deck up here back in 2008. So I don't know if I'm able to find it or not, but hopefully I can find something that's close enough. Then on the next trip here, we'll bring it down with us from Amarillo, whatever we find, and finish this last bit off. I'll do some quick calculations what I need next. It's real straightforward to just give it a final cleanup trim with the skill saw on the edge. Just line it up with the side of the joist here and follow it along. Scrapes it a little bit or even cuts into it a little bit, you can see here, but not a big deal. So this is our master bath, and long narrow closet space here, a couple sinks and bath, toilet, big tub, Roman tub, and it's all, this one zone is controlled by this one thermostat right here, the new one now. Master bedroom, this on its own thermostat. I believe there's 2 zones here, but this is its thermostat. That's thermostat number 2. Number 3 in the office here, another thermostat. And then in the great room, kitchen area of this house, at the end of the little hall here, we have another thermostat, which there's, I think, 3 zones on this, maybe 4, maybe 5, maybe all 5 of them. Yeah, I take it back. All 5 of them are on this thermostat. And then the guest bedroom, bath here too. There is another thermostat. So what do we have? 5 thermostats so far. for the control of heat. This one here in this hallway is dedicated for the air conditioner, so it's separate. So utility room, out to the garage. Yeah, I took my convertible down here this weekend. Get some lights on. So just off the mechanical room in the garage, thermostat number 6 for the heat. I think there's like, in this garage here, 3 zones, radiant heat zones in the garage. And then the apartment off the garage is yet the 7th one. And this is the apartment. And I believe there's 2 zones that control and heat this. And yeah, I should probably just give a quick little tour of the apartment. It's got a little kitchen area here and a deck off the main room here. This is like a little studio apartment. We usually just have it available for guests. Got a full bath here, sink, toilet, and of course a bath in that little dark spot there. Anyway, this apartment we could also possibly rent out too if anyone's building in the nature preserve here. I don't believe you can rent anything until you've been approved by the design review board for your design and given permission to start building. But once you do, you're eligible to rent something if you can find another owner in the nature preserve here that's got part of their property like we do here that we could rent out. So anyway, let me show you real quick just the other end of this. Well, hold on a second. So this is a little garbage can of all the old thermostats, the old Honeywell style LCDs and a couple batteries and very low power requirements in these that I took off of the old 7 thermostats that were here. But what I'll show you is what I ended up doing wiring wise, because those only required 2 wires. The power wire, which is typically red here, and then the white wire, which then sends a signal to the zones that you want to turn on. You can see when I remove this, it shows no power. It's running off a battery. So you see here, we've got actually 3 wires. The red for the continuous power and the white that goes to the controlling the zone, turning it on or off, sends a signal to the manifold. And then this green wire now is new. This is the neutral that goes back to, and this is required now for these smart thermostats. So you couldn't just get away with a 2-wire system like the old thermostats did. This thermostat needs more power, so it needs to have a return to a neutral. And we had a lot of problems getting that figured out and set up, but I'll show you what I ended up doing in the mechanical room. And of course the Wi-Fi will come on in a moment as it gets reconnected. Okay, there it is, it's happy. So in the mechanical room here, what I ended up doing was, you see several wires here, cables actually. Let me just get inside here. I'll get up closer. I ran them through this little hole here and then down underneath the house, and the brown one goes over to the manifold that's in the utility room that controls the great room. The big white one here, there's 5 wires in it, though I only needed 4. It goes back to the manifold in the closet for the 4 thermostats that are wired up to it. And then this last one here, the little skinny white wire or cable, has 2 wires. They go to the thermostat behind me and to the thermostat in the apartment. And What I ended up finding out and setting up was right in here, tying them all up here for the neutral. And the red hot is here, as well as the white return. So by putting them all in here, I'm able to get the full 24 volts returning here on this neutral common line and get these thermostats that require more power, the smart ones with Wi-Fi, to actually be able to hold their power and charge themselves properly so they can actually utilize their Wi-Fi. They use around 200 milliamps or so, and since this transformer at 24 volts can accommodate, I think around 1.6 or 1.8 amps, there is sufficient, in a worst case maximum 200 milliamp usage for these 7 smart thermostats to actually be powered through here and not cause a problem. There's enough power with this transformer.
Okay, friends, so it is Saturday.
No.
And we're outside in front of the house, and Thane got a new toy.